Hey Ron, Rodrigo, Steve. Hey Steve, everyone, I haven't seen you for a couple of days or maybe a week or something like that. Welcome back. Mr. Taylor, Lodum, GJ, Azio, and Wantamak. Ah, g'day Jim. Glad to see you still kicking. Alright, Pedro's board that we walked on? Ha! Yeah, no. That we worked on last night is in the drying oven right now, so we're going to do something else in the meantime. I've got another job. Get that underway. This is possibly a dead end case, I'm not sure. The 1706s. Not really a machine I enjoy working on. I find it a little bit overbearing. I suppose that really is all the more reason that I should get better at it. I mean, often the case with these devices and such is that the more you work on them, the more you're likely to not feel uncomfortable with them. Okay, it's good. What is it? System quit charging now will not pay up. What? Power on. Right. Yeah, okay. This will be fun and games. Let's see what we got going on here. First thing we'll do is untangle the big tangle fest. Hey, Yuri, Sutter, Christian, and David's here too. Dirk Unterwager. Okay, plugged in. We do get some power going in. We've got 20 volts. 20 volts, nothing, and then 40. So we actually might have a short circuit on this one. Okay, possible short circuit. Job 191. I need to improve my job software so that when the tag gets pulled up, it allows me to put it in job notes straight away. Yeah, a bit more programming, why not? 20 volts, 40 milliamp to 0 milliamp. Possible short. Submit. Hey Nick Vasey. Hey Paul Howell. Ah, g'day ZX. Okay, let's get this one open. Well, I don't seem to have a magnet. Let's get a magnet. Hey Barry West. Ah, DJ Craze, that really is annoying when people burn off like that. Around this town, people love burning off. The town's full of pyromaniacs. There was a fire a couple of weeks ago that someone set off. They just piled up perhaps a quarter of an acre worth of trees, just piled it up and burnt it. And the fire department had no idea. And it was in a fringe residential area, kind of like where I am. And so the embers were certainly perfectly capable of landing in someone else's house. Yeah, you get a lot of that around here. Frozerinos. Ah, this one looks like I can pull this straight off. There we go. So we've got some sort of dust, but not sure if it's enough to... Why do these batteries seem small? Is that normal? Almost seems like it's an undersized pack. And it's a... Not sure what board this is yet. Hey Ed, how's it going? Yeah, spotted some corrosion right there by accident. 281 board. 820 to... Okay. Hey, fixing. Okay, so spot of corrosion down there. This is just a really... That's the other problem with these machines, is that they're quite large, even though... Yeah, they're quite large, and they... Unless you've got a perfectly clean workshop bench, as you slide them around, you tend to knock stuff off your bench, or collide into things. But at this point my money's on short, based on the way that it gets up to 20 volts, but then immediately... Still... We've got a short in the, not sure, we've got corrosion in the speaker there. I suppose we'd take the battery out before I do anything. I could be wrong, but that would be my first impression. That's this fixing things. Was watching your stream last night, it made me laugh as I sent you something a few days back I've been meaning to send you, and it looks like it might come in handy. What have you sent me? It's getting tricky. I've got to explain to my wife where all this stuff's coming from. All the brown paper bag deliveries and things like that. Okay, let's get this battery. Someone's been in here already. That's okay. It's missing the tag that was on there. It's a surprise. Oh dear. Surprises. Yeah, when you're a kid you think, yay, surprises. When you're an adult you think, oh god, surprises. I wonder if it's going to be a Rigol 4-channel DSO. That'd be a surprise. I'm just waiting for my Amazon affiliates account to pick up a few more months worth of just affiliate, what do you call it, earnings, and then I should be able to buy myself a nice DSO. To be fair, I'll probably just get a 2-channel 200 megahertz or 2-channel 100 megahertz one. I have a horrible feeling though, no matter what I pick, I'm probably going to pick the wrong one. Because that's the way the universe works. Hey Andrew Hughes. So which Linux distribution is good for multimedia consumption? I've never had any trouble with Ubuntu myself. I mean, at least that's the nice thing with all Linuxes really, is that even if you get something that's popular like Ubuntu and comes with perhaps too much installed, you can always uninstall it or disable it, or it's not like it's Windows and you're stuck with however it is. So I just run Ubuntu. I put Fluxbox on as my window manager, and that's it. Hey, Micromage Repair, how's it going? Where's... Hey Pedro, you made it. I'll just stick those ones in there. Your board's in the oven at the moment, drying off, Pedro. Oh, I hate that. I hate it when your driver skips out and you're still twisting it and you're grinding off something. Fortunately, in 99% of the cases, it's just a bit of circuit board or, nothing important. But every now and then, if you're just a little bit too aggressive, you will catch a resistor or a cap or something like that, and you'll regret it. Oh, you mongrels, you actually are shorter? I've never noticed that one before. Okay, longer one to the outer edge. Unless this has been swapped around. Short to the Wi-Fi. Short to the fan there. Short. Short. Why was that one longer? I don't recall that being a longer one, but maybe it is. Again, like I said, I lack intimacy with this particular model. Hey Steve K. Hey ITC. We've got some discoloration on a couple of the pins of the display connector. It's probably nothing to care about, but I'm going to have a look anyway. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's like, yeah, this looks like a smaller battery, or is it? Steve Barrage, send a donation for Fur Kids. Let me know. Was that the PayPal one last night? I'm pretty sure it was, Steve. I think I got that. I'll check it. I've been out in the yard a bit tonight. Okay, that's just random junk. Really, I don't know, other than the fact that you plug it in, you do get 20 volts, but it shuts down from 40 milliamps straight to zero very quickly. So I'm anticipating either a short or something like that. Oh, I've got to get that off. But yeah, I don't know. Has the battery... Is that a normal... It just seems strange. Why is it... Maybe it is the new battery. It seems a little small to me. Fair bit of dust. Fair bit of dust there, fair bit of usual sort of places. Can't see any great blobs of green jumping out. That doesn't mean there aren't any. I'm going to take away this pad because it makes sliding the circuit board around a lot harder. Let's play the Ouija board and see if we can call up the spirits. Okay, first spot of corrosion there. Hey Jaden E. Well, it would have been too easy if that was shorted now, wouldn't it? Okay, we just mark that so we know to come back to it. Oh, yucky you. Yeah, alright. That's quite a bit there. And there. And there and there. Okay, this one's going to be fun. This one could be a lot of janitorial cleanup work and may not actually be successful though. Corrosion down on that. Just keep looking. At least we know the edges are very much a party place for the corrosion. I do get a little bit distressed when there's multiple locations of corrosion, because often that can mean that while you can clean it up and get it partially running, there's usually some sort of secondary damage that was induced by all that corrosion that ends up making it unable to be salvaged effectively. Hey Tony W. The cap south of the SMC looks short, both solid or dark. I'll have a look at that just now. Let's check the other. So the CD3215s must be running because we are getting 20 volts. And this side, although dusty, does seem to be okay. Bit of this must be a coastal laptop, you know, someone who lives near the coast, beachside living. Then again, I mean, that's a massive portion of Australia's population, so there's nothing unusual about that at all. Alright, so what was that? Bad cup under the SMC. Wait, which one's the SMC? Did you mean SMC or something else? Right, okay, you meant 3250, right. I was going to say, I was like, what? What are you talking about? Just past it on the far, wait. You talking about this one here? I'll give them all a check. Just going to bring up the board view. 281. Right, thought that was the one you were talking about. Okay, that one in particular, let's see. That is C3516, and that's part of the boost circuit for getting the MOSFET gate drive. So this is it here, and what its purpose is that with these MOSFET configurations, these are P channels, not P channels, N channels, so you need to get the gate above your drain voltage, and to do that, and to also have a good clearance so that you get a good drain source resistance, or nice and low, is they have this boost capacitor and resistor setup, and that allows a bit of a flyback effect, I believe, and that allows the voltage that the gates are being driven at, which is here and here, to get up. Well, it's mainly this one up here actually, because that's the high side one. Allows it to get above the current rail voltage, So it's entirely possible that could be at fault. There's a few other things here. I mean, look at all this trash. I'm not sure it'd be shorted, but it certainly is gnarly. Hey, Michael Giram. Okay. Yeah, no short on that. But it could be damaged. These are going to have to be replaced. This one wasn't. It's 1K. And all this. So let's see how we go with the janitorial job. There's fluff. I wonder what these are for, those three. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. God damn, I hate that. Okay, Winfield, you too. Take care. FET DC in bypass caps. So they're all important ones on the local lines. So yep, they could be causing trouble for all we know too. I'll be happy if I can get this one running because I've got the companion of it. And I've replaced all the CE3215s and it's just giving me hell. It's one of those cases, if it's taking more than 20 minutes, it's going to be hell for me. Speaking of which, Pedro's board is up. Just to have a look at it, see how it went. It's also very hot, fresh out of the oven. Yeah, flux stuck around a bit. That's okay. Bit of nastiness. I think it is time for me to change my ultrasonic fluid. It's not quite lifting things as it should. Connector came out good. What we can do is, while it's still hot, straight out of the oven, just pick up this excess bits of flux that didn't quite lift off. It's funny the places that it congregates sometimes. It's like we didn't do any work on this part here. The board is probably around about 70, 80 centigrade right now. So it's a little warm. Hey Max. I still cannot get over this backlight driver. That thing cracks me up. It's almost like it's... yeah, I don't know. Anyway. It's very amusing to see it with that melted top. Yeah, we'll test that later. It's good to see that it's out of the cooking oven now. Okay, let's get back to this one. Let's go back to full screen. Oh, why is my power supply not up there? Weird. Okay, good. Right. Who's got sinus problems? I've got. I don't have sinus problems. I'm just feeling a little bit nasally. Okay, now the other problem I've got is I do not have chicken wing donor boards, and that's going to be a real problem. So any parts I take off this, I am going to have to find replacements based on their values, as opposed to from another donor board. Because yeah, I do not have any chicken wings for this one. Did that cap just pop? I'm almost certain I saw that just pop up and then pop back down. These caps I've found are notorious for doing that. In fact, a lot of tantalums are lately, I've noticed on these boards. You're just doing normal heating and they go pop and then pop back down. It's like a self-destruct mechanism. It did, yeah. I don't think it'll be shorted or anything, but it will have a reduced operating capacity most likely. But yeah, I see this. Yeah, that's not really a short. That's 40. Short's below 10 ohms. We're going to set it to 10 ohms. 10 ohms. So, I mean, that's like 70. That's not really a short. And it was probably just charging up. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. But I get a lot of them. You try to get them off boards for donors and they just all do this pop-up thing. So we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, well, if it's an air pocket, I tell you what, it still shouldn't be in there. End of story. Should not be doing that. These are the sort of caps where you just have to keep stock on hand and hand solder them back down if you can, if they play up. If I had to guess, I'd say that middle one. If there's going to be a shorted cap, my guess would be on that middle one. Because the other two, they're nasty, but they're not quite that bad. I'll tell you what's nasty is my lack of flux. Well, in this case, you can't blame Apple for those caps. It's whoever made those caps. They're probably in their spec sheet say, do not use hot air on these devices. The middle one is a different type of cap, but it is discolored and the end caps are pretty badly beaten up. And I'm getting open circuit on that, which means it's pretty much given up. We'll get that off. Might as well do it all through. Then I'll find out I can't replace those with anything I've got. Warren, I still haven't had a chance to get the paperwork done for all that. I've got the money, don't have the time. To be fair, it's more inclination than time, I suppose. Going to see if the behaviour's changed at all since I took that out. Let's steal one of their... Let's see, which one's the corrosion one? That's... Any advice how to get out of beginner level and break the cycle? I wish I knew. If you find out, let me know. Sometimes you're just forced into the situation, which is usually the way it works out. Oh, you flippity flip. I see it jumping up to 500, 300, and then dropping off each time. So it's trying, but something keeps shutting down. Something's flaring. So we could actually try to see if the infrared camera can pick it up. See if we've got any battery power. This is going to be fun if I don't, because it needs USB-C. You've gone flat on me, haven't you? You have too. Damn. I do not have a second USB-C power here. We'll have to put this on charge for a little bit. That's annoying. Yeah, Wayne, that'd be about right. Me, wife, and 100 cats. Yep. The problem really lies with my previous year's financials, and because I haven't yet submitted to the ATO everything, because I'm trying to work out how best to do it. So the bank just wants a profit loss monthly statement, which, no problem with that, but I just got to actually get it together. So while we're waiting for that to charge, we will clean up other areas that absolutely need cleaning up. In the meantime, be on the lookout for a cap that's looking a bit dodgy too. We have to replace those parts we got rid of. No, we're not working on Pedro's board at this point. We're still working on this glorious beast. Let's do the substitute replacements that I need to do. So over here we've got the 3. Top one, 3 picofarad. Oh, come on, that's a joke. $100 nanofarad, 35 volts. Yeah, again, that one's not really needed. 12 picofarad. Ugh. These are all high frequency noise suppression. They're not going to influence it. Alright, let's check this one here. Yeah, Steve, that's always the fun part. You sort of basically have to accept 1 year you're going to get penalised hard by the tax department by not declaring all the things you would normally declare as a sole trader. And so it looks like you're earning a great income, but it's costing a lot in tax. And then as an insult, the bank turns around and says, well, you're not really spending a lot on your living, so we're kind of thinking that you're lying about your expenses. And it's like, what do you want me to do, guys? Take a pick. So that's why I'm not going to the tax department first up. That's why I'm going to do it as my own profit loss statements, and then once I've got the loan, then I'll do my actual tax return. I got burned 2 years ago being honest, and I don't want to do that again. Okay, so 100 nanofarad, 16 volt, 402. Pretty much anywhere in the park of that will be fine. That came off rather easy, to be honest. ZX, yeah, it's profoundly more expensive to do a land buy and house build, even with the first homeowners thing. That's the other thing. I don't get a first homeowners grant because I'm buying an existing property. I mean, I could try and state that it needs a lot of renovations, and believe me, this place needs a lot of renovation work. I'm basically buying this place for the land and the convenience. The building itself almost needs to be completely rebuilt bit by bit. Almost. It's not that bad. But it's certainly no... You would not be able to... This would be the sort of place that would go under a handyman special type building. Just got to get some caps. Hey, gosh. Yeah, Joseph King, I've found that as well. It's fun in games, isn't it? Yeah, Renovator's Dream, that's the one. But, like I said, it's got good position, good, and yeah, that's a big factor in house sales, because you can always build a different house. The land size is good, and I lost my cap. There we go. And we've already done a lot of the hard work of building the fences around the place, the enclosures, all that sort of thing, so we are kind of established here, which in one way is to a disadvantage and in other ways to our advantage. For the same sort of money as what I'm spending here, or what I'm going to spend here in this town, I can go to Townsville and get a vastly nicer place on a slightly smaller piece of land, a little out of town, still within the main city, but more on the outer suburbs. It's interesting that Townsville actually has become cheaper. It's basically due to glut, and no one's got any money. Last time I put my tax in the tax department, they owed me about... Whoa, nice. I'll probably owe the tax department in the region of about 25. I'll be honest, say 25 to 28,000 is my guess. Might replace that one too, even though it doesn't seem shorted, still replace it. Crime rate is pretty high in Townsville, but it's still a really nice place. See, that's a 1 microfarad 6.3 402 size. 1 microfarad 6.3 402. Yay! Yep, Powerpuff Girls. You would think having the Powerpuff Girls there, the crime rate would be lower, but nope. The favourite crime of Townsville is taking cars, going for a joyride, and if you're unlucky, you'll wrap yourself around a light pole. The driver will probably live, the passengers will probably die, and then the whole town will have to come together in some sort of vigil and ignore the fact that the little blighters got themselves into that trouble. I mean, I know kids will be troublemakers just by default, but there is a certain level of threshold of trouble and awareness of the fact that you are doing what you shouldn't be doing. I know there's reasons for doing crime. I mean, fundamentally, hell, you can get sent to Australia for stealing a loaf of bread. But at least you're trying to do something for surviving kind of thing. I don't know, it's a complicated issue, but I think the pendulum, as Lewis often likes to talk about, has swung too far towards being overly compassionate, and we're just being run over by all of these types of situations now, and so there's going to be a backlash, of course. I'll swing too far the other way. So on and so forth. Tom George really, yeah, see now that gets my goat. When the innocent bystanders get knocked out, like with drunk driving. That is where it gets really out of hand, and that's when you gotta say, I'm sorry, I know life hasn't been the best, but it still doesn't justify the actions that you've taken and the costs that you've incurred on society. Soon you'll be sent to jail for... And that brings up another problem, is that you also get people being sent to jail who really... There's no point sending them to jail. You're better off penalising them in other ways. I know there was a woman here probably 20 years ago, and she did a bit of financial misappropriation with her own business. Yeah, basically cheated out the tax department, which of course in the world of what we're living in is the greatest crime of all, stealing the government's money. And they threw her in the jail for 2 years for that. And they said, we want to use it as an example. And it's like, yeah, it kind of does work. It kind of puts the fear of the tax department into everybody. But you do destroy a life entirely doing that. I mean, it wasn't good what she did. And as far as I know, she actually took the fall for the person who really was the culprit. It's kind of like when you get caught doing a speeding ticket and you've got no points left on your license, so you get your significant other to say that they were the one driving and spare you the loss of your license. Hey, Penov. Hey, yummy steak. Obviously, if it was an easy thing to fix, it would already be fixed, but it's not. And it's very easy to make grand suggestions like I have from the comfort of my, I've got a nice roof over my head, all that sort of stuff. I mean, I've got a roof over my head, I've got a car, I run my own business, I feel fairly safe at night. So, I do have those conveniences. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just looking around for anything that might stand out, like, is that a shorted cap defect or what? I don't know. Okay. I can't tell if that cap's got a fault on it or not. I'm just trying to wash it down now. Yeah, fixing things. If you've got the latest alpha release type thing, then yeah. If you've got the older version, it won't. Okay, we need to have a look at this cap sideways, see what's going on. Oh yeah, 1060 won't do it. You have to get something newer. I think the cap has got a teeny tiny little chip out of it, but I don't think it's at fault. And it's certainly not showing up as shorted. It could be anything. Could be a tantalum. Could be a ceramic. Could be on the other side of the board compared to where the liquid damage is. These things can be real fun to find. Just remembered I actually do have a second USB-C brick that's downstairs, so I'll go get it. And then we can have a look at the infrared view and see if anything is pulsing. What you? Something just fell off there. I don't know if this is. Well, I think that might be the 447 resistor. Yep, that's the 447 resistor that blew up on Pedro's last night. Amazing, that's actually still sticking around here. Well, it's definitely pulsing about 10 watts at a time in there, so yeah. Let's go get that other brick and I'll be back in a second. Well, in about a minute or two. How's it? Oh, sorry about that delay. I stopped in to check on all the fuzzy wuzzy kitties. Specifically the ones that are in our stray enclosure at the moment. They're doing actually quite good. They're not freaking out, they're not trying to jump away or anything like that, so that's let you know that they're getting accustomised. Okay. I always do this upside down. Unfortunately, the arrangement of the computer versus the cabling of this means that it's upside down. Yeah, I should make something that inverts it. Right. Just make sure we get it up and running. You don't get to see the kitties other than recorded videos at this point. I don't know what it is about infrared cameras, but they really have a tendency to not want to turn on sometimes, or at least not work straight up. Hey, finally. Hey, she's alive. And then it stalls or something annoying like that. It's obviously something in the image processing that I'm not doing quite right. Okay. Infrared. Let's see if anything comes up. Okay, there we go. Right in this corner. Great, the software died just as I did that. Come on, reveal your secrets. So yeah, you can see right here, you can see the pulse. That's exactly what we were looking for. Let's have a look at the microscope and see what it's got to say about that area. There we go. Oh yeah, check it out. That's gonna be probably that cap there. Thank you, Jim. Software did it again. I mean, not your software, your camera. I did the software. It's pretty easy once you can spot that heartbeat. So there's finally a good example of a heartbeat fault. You can actually see it bobbling underneath it. Other than that, it's not really overly distinct. You know, it hasn't shattered in any significant way. But yeah, there we go. So what was that cat for anyway? Let's have a look at the board view. So which one was that? C4206. 15 microfarad 6.3 berkelium, and yeah, that's for the RAM, it looks like. Alright, so get that replaced. 1563. I don't have a 1563. I'll have to search for another one. Yeah, the heartbeat really, as soon as I saw my hand colour flashing away and then coming back, I was like, I've got a heartbeat somewhere, and I just had to find it. Which means I probably should have some sort of feature in the software that would allow a decay adjustment. Okay. I just need to find this part. 15 microfarad, 6.3 volt, 402. No, not yet. Fixing things. I am working on. That's the open board data project that we're working on. I've kind of got that on hold at the moment, on hold, because I just don't have the time, and I want to improve the data submission interface. I feel like it's too clunky right now. Interesting. iPhone 6s have them. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah, stop. We'll use an iPhone 6. I've got so many of those. Okay, what is it? C0610. C0610. It's this one here, just down by the RAM. Go get myself an iPhone 6 board. Definitely no shortage of those things around here. You'd have how to use. Yeah, I agree. Fixing things I do actually. No, you're absolutely 100% correct on that. Okay, so according to the scheme, it's just this one down here. And I do seem to recall having taken a few of these off in the past. Yeah, this one's not a good board. You can see it's missing its PMIC. And I think it's only a 16 gigabyte chip as well. I forgot that MacBook air temperatures and whatnot will very quickly melt through everything on an iPhone. David, all I'm using, I'm just like running High Sierra and just loading it up with tools that I need. The only custom program I've got in that is the keyboard tester. Other than that, I use Valley and HW sensors and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I just check by seeing if it picks up devices around me. Audio, I use what is it? Audacity. I use the FaceTime for checking the webcam. Yeah, just basically using all the tools that are already built into. But the only thing it didn't have for me was, of course, the keyboard testing, and henceforth why I wrote the keyboard tester program. I mean, you can, of course, just open up a notepad or something like that and type in everything, but I found it can be easy to miss keys, and also the control keys and things like that. Take a look at the cap next to the small resistor. You're talking about this one here. I mean, yeah, it is a little bit gnarly. It's got a bit of corrosion on it. I'm not going to change it just yet. I want to just verify that things are running again. But yeah, it is a bit gnarly. I have a feeling we should get a boot this time. I suppose I should cool it off a bit. Around about 2014, I think they stopped using ASD. 13 or 14. Pernov will know. No, the one that was pulsing was the cracked one, I'd say. I mean, I could be wrong, but we'll find out. But the one that I took off had an actual physical crack through it, which is why I chose it. Choose the cracked one. Could be wrong still. No, could have still been wrong. Because it's still not coming up. That's fine. We can actually test that. Since we know the area, if we put a little dot of flux, not flux, alcohol, I'd be very surprised if that cracked one wasn't the fault. Nothing's jumping there, so what is the possibility we have two shorts? Pretty low, actually. Oh, no, this is booting. Yeah, this is booting, I think. No, it's not. I'm all deluded. Let's bring out the infrared again, have a look. I haven't yet replaced those. They were in picofarad range, so they were basically just high noise suppression. What's going on here? I need to get the alignment right on this too. What's going on? probably about right. Why is it doing this lately? So if you look at the current there, it's only says a quarter to 2 watts, and it's just sort of cycling there. So it's not really actually a short. That's a very small amount of power. So I'd say we have a different sort of fault now. Because this is probably going to pop out when I flip it over. Yeah, it popped out when I flipped it over. So it was all great and fun finding that short, but unfortunately it hasn't actually solved the issue. It just removed one issue. Okay, there is a bit of activity. You can see it just down here. See how it's just jumping up momentarily? Like a little beep. And it's not random noise like say this one here. Well, it's not. That's just very slightly above ambient. That's all. This one's definitely getting warmer and pulsing. But that doesn't actually mean it's a short. It could just simply mean that that circuit is getting energized. Maybe the resistor is a dropper resistor of some sort. Okay, but we do have caps down there, so it's entirely plausible. We'll sample them all and see what comes up. The cap shouldn't really be getting warm. Unless it's the coil that's going off. Hello. You guys aren't inductors. That's PP3V3 S4. Let's bring it up in schematic. Well, we'll put power on it and see if it actually makes any pulses with the alcohol. So the only trouble with the camera at the moment is that I can't get close enough because I don't have a suitable infrared lens to provide a macro view. But that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. Plus the FLIR would actually require something a little more exotic, because otherwise the visual camera will not show up the same. I'm not getting a lock on that. Okay, I got a lock on that. Give it a spot of alcohol and see if anything says hello. There we go. We've got another heartbeat. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. There you can see the crack running right through that one. That's actually impressive. I don't normally get two shorted caps like that. Normally you get a short on a board, not two shorts on. Oh no, no one can see it. Sorry. There you go. Now, how cool is that? 2 heartbeat faults in one day on the same board. But yeah, you don't normally get 2. You'll get 1 and that shuts the system down. Getting 2, I've never had that before. This is a first timer. Oh, that was actually alcohol there. So if we go schematic, that is C4204, and that's just PMU system on. So we'll get rid of that. This is the, you're talking about the flare, this is the what do you call it? This is the USB-C one. Is it on the same rail, is it? As the first one? No, quite right you are. That is unusual. Now, taking out 2 and 1. First time for everything. Yeah, Jim, I mean, what we're doing, basically we're just doing 2 watts into that. I mean, it stands to reason that you should be able to see it. I think you could probably get away with a lower granularity of temperature sensing, so long as your sensors are fast. If your sensors are fast, then you'll get a chance to pick up the heartbeat. But if they're slow with sort of like a dwell of, in the order of a second or so, then you're going to miss a lot of the heartbeat activity. You can still pick it up, but you'll have to wait around for a while and wait for the area to actually slowly pick up heat. But even then, it's pretty hard to pinpoint then. We'll have to fix up that resistor pad there, I think. Oh no, don't lift the... Come on, let's get this broken tooth out. Yeah, that's a first for me. Hey, Copaz. Oh, it's another 15 microfarad one. Let's check on the iPhone 6. One of these have got to be about the same, I'd say. No. Okay, so we've taken that one, we'll go take this one now. Oh, you mangy mongrel, you're under the overfill. And you guys... Nah, you got even harder stuff to get rid of. We'll just take it off this one. I'll just put it in the board holder so that when I put the Grim Reaper to it, it doesn't jump around. Come on, where's my Grim Reaper? Maybe I should start using that temperature and air for iPhones by default. It'll only be slightly destructive. Looking good. Let's cool it off in the turbo cooler. I'll get to the resistor in a tad. I just want to verify this thing works first. I did have a look at the resistor while I was doing other stuff, and while it looks a bit grungy, it actually, I have managed to fill it, the solder in it okay. But I will clear out the grunge. Just like all musicians should. No, just kidding. Okay, now, yeah, we got 1.4 amps, so we are running hot. Oh, we were running 1.4 amps, 1.4. 1.3, obviously this is upside down. That's so people in the northern hemisphere can read it. Yeah, that's looking good. That looks like that's booting. I'm going to plug it up to the external monitor. Maybe I can plug it into the machine. We don't have too much flux on it, so it should be okay. Yeah, the flux quantities are fairly low, so I think we'll be okay to put it on there. Upside down land, Mr. Squiggle. Mr. Squiggle is stuff of nightmares. Especially the blackboard dude. The blackboard dude would... He's scary stuff, man. That... Really, they could do a little bit of editing and turn that into a world-class horror show. Something that would give a Ring a run for its money. Mr. Squiggle was no fairy time happy tale. Downright scary stuff. especially now as an adult, you look at it. Yeah, you don't want Mr. Squirrel visiting you at night. And his pencil drawing all over you. Stuff of nightmares. Nightmares! Ah, Rodrigo, you missed everything. Sorry to say. Let's try our luck. Joseph King, your daughter had a seizure when she was 2 and saying hurry up. Saying hurry up was the only thing that got her to open her eyes. Oh wow, really? That's actually... Did that get put in a medical journal or something? Because that's pretty interesting stuff. Invoke behavior through... That's almost Serenity type level. Firefly. Fans are spinning! Better get the privacy data system prepared here. Okay, it seems to be looping though, still. Oh no, we're good. We are good. We have repaired a machine. Fantastic. Yep, mouse works. Oh wow, that's really cool. Shut down. Fixed. Certainly better than it was before. Well, that's a first. 2 bogies on one board on the same rail. Impressive stuff. Hallelujah. Hey, Zane Romberger. DJ Craze, we're working. Okay, I just need to update the data for this. Hey, Victor Nyang, how's it going? Add a note. Now I gotta remember what those damn caps were. So C4204, C4204 shorted, found with FLIR. And yeah, I'm really happy the way the infrared camera picked that up. That was really good. And C4206, C4206 shorted, found with FLIR, various corroded small parts called booting. Alright. Can now put that aside and maybe I'll be able to sleep slightly happier man now. Knowing that I saw, I conquered a 1706. Oh. So what's the time now anyway? Sunday morning. Okay, let's see if Pedro's board actually survived the ultrasonic and such. Where are Pedro's bits? Seems I've misplaced Pedro's bits. Ah, there they are. Barry, I'm kind of deciding whether I should or shouldn't. They are just little puffer capacitors, picofarad ones. So they're predominantly for high frequency suppression, probably to get past EMI regulations more than anything else. I mean, I will get around to them, but I'm not going to do it tonight. I'll put a note in the setup. Get ourselves a nice fresh roll of absorbent paper, so we can clean up Pedro's bits. It's pretty filthy and sticky on the top side there, so GIFs, more like challenge boards. I wouldn't mind doing more challenge boards, but really it's a bit unfair to someone in the deal. You know, if I do get it fixed, then you feel like, damn it, it's a fixed board, I could have done with that. And if it doesn't get fixed, well, I suppose no one really loses. It's more if it does get fixed, then the original owner of it loses out. Other than a small level entertainment that they received from it. Use ethanol. I was using isopropylene there. I do have ethanol. Yep, got my ethanol container. It's a 165, so I don't know. Ask Pernov. Pernov, what's the processor on the 165s? What's the family? Some people have the capacity to remember such details. I do not have the inclination. Yeah, DJ craze. There's a lot of work that goes on, obviously, off camera. You know, doing things like that. That's why, as you say, you got notes for. Look back over and go, okay, I got to fix up this and this and this. When it's quieter and you're not trying to entertain a bunch of niggly wannabe teenagers in their 50s. Just almost like me. Except I'm in my 40s. Shuzzy. What we don't understand yet with this board is why it doesn't want to boot my external drive. It will boot MRI. It probably is going to boot... I just noticed something about that. Damn it. The end tag's broken off this heatsink. That sucks. Good thing I got a bunch of them. And to the best of my knowledge, it should not have that problem even with APFS, because it is a 165 board. So it should just work. Oh yes, always wear gloves when you're handling other people's bits. You don't want to get bit-based viruses. Come on. Where'd my damn crossover flex go? Ah. Oh, there it is. The whole time it was just sitting there looking at me as if I was an idiot. Borrow some screws. Do you love these containers? That one just stops the battery flopping forward and knocking me in the face. Okay, see if we can get our external drive to play good tonight. And this time we'll remember to have our MagSafe 2 actually connected. That was a bit embarrassing last night. Ooh, looks like Pedro's board did not make it through the night. Bad flex maybe? Nope. And this is why I try as much as I can to not have to ultrasonic boards. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to leave a board dirty. If a board has got flux on it, a lot of flux on it that I can't get it clean off, then I'm not going to send it back like that. But I will try my best to not have to get myself in the situation where I need to put a board through the ultrasonic, because there can be so many things that the ultrasonic can end up busting up. I suppose it could be debated though that if it was going to fail, then it's better that it failed during the ultrasonic process, so you could find it rather than the customer complaining a week later. There is that debate, and I agree with that too. I'm just cantankerous about the whole scenario right now. Mongrel of a thing. Yeah, let's see if we've got 342 or anything like that. Diddly squat. And diddly squat. There must be something big I'm missing here. I should be getting at least something. It's like it's basically not having any power at all coming out. I'm definitely missing something. Check that power connector. And unfortunately this one's not going to be a short circuit type thing to make my life easy. Alright, that's fine. The Pedro challenge rises again, I see. Mongrel. Okay, it's reconnected again. Yeah, for all I know it could be this DC in connector. Yeah, what if it's a broken pin or something in there. Barry, it's a signature mark on it. I can't just replace that. I gotta sneeze. Yeah. Yeah, that's a signature mark on this board. We can't just remove that. What are you, an animal? Alright, let's plug a DC in board, power it up, and see if we've got any voltages anywhere. 18 volts, 5, 2. Definitely, we got the right one? You're shitting me, I haven't. That's hilarious. I actually picked up the wrong one this time again. I picked up the unplugged Mac. God damn. I need to label these cables and say this is the PSU MagSafe. Damn it. Mr. Moron strikes again. The reason why I was registering 2 milliamp is because it is connected and there's just a 2 milliamp quiescent current, idle current, take your pick. That's 2 for 2 on the morons. I guess that's payback for actually succeeding on the 1706. Oh, shut up, yummy steak. And I put you on the ban list. There we go, fan spoon. So normally I don't have the original MagSafe plugged into that board. Normally it's up behind me for the testing, and I've only got the DC power supply one on here. But because we had the mistake last night, I brought it over to this power board, which created the new scenario. Yeah, exactly, Alpha. It was like, this is really weird, which is why I was looking at the connector on the board, thinking maybe there's a broken pin, or something obviously, something very drastic early on. And it was just further up the cable. Alright, that's working. Now we can actually plug it back into the chassis again. Yep. Easy to happen. This is why you do testing. Let the LP8550 live, eh? It's not its fault that it looks a little deranged. On the note of Paul not having the right power supply and then finding it as we've got fans spinning off to bed. Okay, Combat. Take care. Reverse deja vu, because it was the opposite way around. Now we can get back to doing what we were supposed to be testing, instead of chasing a red herring. Wild goose. Whatever you want to call it. Technically there are different terms in the sense of red herring doesn't exist and wild goose does, but it just sends you around in circles and wastes your time. If we want to get pedantic about such matters. And of course all of you sitting here are exactly the sort of people that would get pedantic about those things. It's like people having great screaming matches about their flight simulator models and how they lost a combat session, all because the flight simulator model didn't perfectly match what the real life model was. And it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. I lost because of that. Not me. I was just reading comments tonight on there's some guy on the internet, what's his name? Something Sidewinder. And he does really good DCS flight combat videos and then an explanation on the tactics and the dynamics of the flight model and the dogfighting and things like that. And in one of the comments on a particular situation, it was between F-16 and F-15s, there was one poor chap and he was absolutely livid about the fact that the F-16s got splashed due to... Oh, that's right, no, it was F-18 versus F-16, my apologies. But yeah, some people just completely lose their nut over these things. Was that so? We're all the types that William Shatner made fun of on Saturday Night Live. I don't remember that one. Yeah, the kitties are good. I've got plenty more work to do. I've got to put up a whole bunch of fencing edging again tomorrow, starting probably about 200 meters of fence edging. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Well, nice to hear you, Mr. Bong. Hey, Kurt Dorr. Yeah, it's, well, 12:30 in the morning. Yeah, sort of bridge. The trouble with that sort of tech support is that you're so used to it not being plugged in that you actually get angry at them when they suggest it. He was telling Trekkies get a laugh. Yeah, that'd be about it, yeah. Folks who believe soap operas are real, oh man. It's just a case of people get so invested in these things, it does push over the boundaries of sensibility. And on the one hand, it's kind of sad because you're thinking, wow, you know, it's like you don't have anything else in life that you're that passionate about that you're doing it through this. So you have a bit of sympathy there. But on the other hand, you sort of go, wow, you've got that little in your life that you haven't put anything else in life down as being important. Again, this is just weird. It doesn't want to boot from this drive, and I don't know why. Yeah, I might try a PRAM, NVRAM reset. It's even making the SMC go SPAC. I'll plug it in. I'll do a RAM reset. Just gotta find an under. No, it's strangely enough. Well, that was a bit of a whistle. It's not the USB port because we actually have tested it. Wow, that needs a clean. We've tested it a few other ways, and it will boot the MRI stick and everything like that. So it's not that. It's command option PR. That's the first one, but the thing is, has it registered the keyboard, or is it... That's the other thing, maybe the keyboard's not working. That could be it. Yeah, 165. I have a feeling maybe it's the keyboard not working properly. Because I don't think that's actually responding to my input. Yeah, it's not picking up that. That's what the problem... Yeah, look, the cap locks isn't running. So Pedro's board has a problem with the keyboard interface. It could just be a bad flex. Let's find out. Unlikely. This has worked on many other machines. Kurt, originally... Sheesh, I can't remember. Originally it had a problem of... Something happened. I can't remember now. It's getting late. It had a lot of liquid damage on it. The main connector for the crossover flex to the daughter board was damaged. I mean, it's got a little bit of junk on it, but that's not enough to cause that. Okay, we do have... Wow, I can't believe the ultrasonic didn't actually grind that out. But yeah, it's not responding to the keyboard. That is the real issue here. Yeah, multiple fault machine. Okay, that cap's also dead. Not that that's actually at fault, but it was definitely dead. Fan connector had to be replaced, yes. This is really a board I would never give to a customer. Like if I had to do a board replacement, this is not a board I would give as a board replacement. If you gave someone this board as a board replacement, you deserve every bit of drama you have flying right back in your face. Okay, what the flippity fire truck? Okay, that either looks new. That looks new. I hope I didn't kill my screen. Yeah, fire. Again, doesn't actually explain the keyboard fault. It's more fun though because that is the inductor, I believe, for the backlight. Or something. Or the LCD. Did you kill my LCD? If you did, I'll be very angry. Looks intact. Very angry if it's dead. It's L8304 and that's 3v3. Yeah, jeez. Please don't tell me my screen's buggered. I mean, they're not the most expensive screens to replace anymore, but they're still expensive. Okay, no short. But then we can't really blame Pernov. I mean, not Pernov. Haha, sorry, Pernov. Pedro. Crap. The LCD's dead. What the hell? One dead LCD. Looks like we don't get to say good screen anymore. I'm kind of confused about that. I would not. Yeah, that. Yeah, definitely confused about that. I found the problem. So this is not Pedro's fault. It's my fault. It was just a bad coincidence. Look at that. Basically what's been happening is that's just been chewing away, chewing away. And finally it got through. Right. So yeah, 100% my fault there. Nasty. Ah, crap. I suppose we can try and replace that cable. Not sure if I've got a spare, but we'll have a look. Wait. Oh, Copaz, sorry to hear about your grandma, mate. Well, I was carrying on here. I just sort of saw flickerings of chatter in the chat, and that's unfortunate. Someone's taken my T8. There it is. This is not the easiest of screens to change the cable on. The trouble is, Corey, I like having the full chassis assembly here. So they've got the keyboard and the trackpad when I do testing. But I think what I'll do is I'll slip on some extra heat shrink or something later. Yeah, that's the cruel part, Corey, how things just happen. Yeah, there's no fairness amongst it. It's all just, it happens. And it's, more often than not, it feels like it's always at the most inopportune timing. Well, this is not what I was expecting to be doing at this time. Kind of a good thing though that we tested it on Pedro's board rather than a customer board, because I could have actually, yeah, it could have gone quite badly. I can never remember which way you slide these buggers. There we go. God, I hate doing these. Why did they have to put it under the bezel, really? The screen cable got chewed out. It was just fatigue against the metal edge. And that's what caused Pedro's board to kill its backlight. It still doesn't change the keyboard scenario, but this one's now the pressing concern. Why couldn't they have a detachable connect? Yes. Yeah. I know people say Apple, but it's like, it's more than just Apple. It's... Anyway. Quit your complaining, Paul. Do something about it. Alright, so... the screen's dead either way. Hopefully it didn't die catastrophically. Hopefully it is just a short on the board and nothing else kind of twinkled through. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to separate this off. I don't have any playing cards. I don't really have any super thin metal shims. I do have plastic razors. Screen heater 80. Well, I do have one of those at least. Is it going to be enough? I haven't used this much because it died on me and it... Oops. A few months ago I used to use this to dry boards occasionally, and it died on me and it just wouldn't shut down. So it went up to about 180 plus, or at least it was trying to. But fortunately I got it. I saw what it was doing. But it was still pretty close. Okay, I need to raise this up a bit more. Guess we'll use professional benchtop raising techniques. There we go. Marvellous. I guess we'll get the first heat soak in and work from there. Also better get a IEC cable for it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which power brick am I going to take and forget about until next time? On 25. I think, what do you want? 80. Set. Oh, it is at 80. Okay, enter. Right, let it go. Yeah, they could have made like 1502 exactly. Yep. Use dead credit card, shave the edge down, and spudge before. Okay, we can use that. I may actually have some fresh spudges. But these are the plastic razors that I've got. Let's see if I've got any other random tools that I've forgotten. I imagine the rubber ring around it's going to get absolutely ruined. Maybe I can use a cheap nasty stencil. Like I've got heaps of these stencils. They're all cheap nasty. Very cheap and nasty. Yep, iPhone 5 one. Postcard or business card? Use wire after getting a spudger under. Okay, Corey, so we could use the string technique perhaps. There's an idea. Yeah, I like Corey's idea. So you lift up one corner and then wire draw it. So I'm just going to use string draw. I don't have a hairdryer, but I do... no, I don't really have much around at all. How long do I really need to leave this on here? What the heck dropped there? Ah, the red razor blade. Thank you, yeah. Damn, it's hot. Oh, 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 it's burning my hand. That's a negatory on that one. Damn, I used to have playing cards. I don't think there's enough heat in it. $250. Set down to 180. Take the nozzle off. Set the air up to max. Turn down the wick on the hot air and use that on the back. On the back. Isn't it the front that we want to get to? Is that what you mean? Well, I don't know. Use oxyacetylene. That's more like it. Yep, I'm going for the oxyacetylene method. Is it better to come in from the glass side or come in from the rubber seal side? I can imagine if you try coming on the rubber seal side, you probably just mangle things up on the seal. It feels like there's something physical actually stopping me. Not so much here. Okay, one razor in. This is worse than doing iPads. Come on, you mongrel. Why won't you lift? There we go. Penetrating. We are through. Side is easier on the corners. Oh, great. Easier than the corners, right? Reading comprehension, not my strength right now, it seems. Inject alcohol. Won't that just feck up the screen? I mean, the number of times I've used alcohol, say on iPhone or anything like that, and it's just a downright disaster. Alright, looks like I'm going to need a little more heat. The string isn't quite strong enough and it's getting cut probably by something. Yeah, it's cutting there. But it's getting through it. Just give it some heat and pull the string. I think I'll now go down this side, just get myself another piece of string. I'll probably throw that in there so it doesn't close up on me. Finally get it all open and hot and all that, and I'll walk away for 5 minutes, come back and it's all closed up and cold. Yeah, I'm on 180 with hot air, but it's all, yeah, the 80 was direct contact and persistent and such, whereas the air obviously isn't going to have the same degree of impact. At this point I'd say, I'm going to guess, can you just sort of let the weight do it? Or does it need a little more than the weight? Yeah, maybe it needs a bit more than the weight. I'm probably going to bend that bezel if I keep pushing my luck. Be careful, Wi-Fi. Now you tell me, thank you. Once again, YouTube commenters prove how useless they are. Very good at leaving comments after the fact. Oh, we totally knew that was going to happen. Yeah, something's there. I'm not going to yank that. I can feel there's definitely something just there. It's fine. You do not have a hotline to phone it in comments live. Somehow you're making it seem like that's my fault. Can't believe it. Kids these days. Oop. It's almost as bad as having floss break off in your mouth between your teeth. You sit there and you're tortured by that little piece of floss that's living in there now as a narc. Heat and use Razer long Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. I apologise if this has taken longer than what most people can do, but you gotta remember, I've never done this before, so yeah. Oops, I think I just did something to the screen cable. My bad. And this is all Pedro's fault. Not my fault, you guys both have the same first letter. Don't bend the bezel. Well, I'm not bending the bezel. I'm just lifting it. So behind here, do we have nothing but a stack of sheets? Okay, there's something there too. Yeah, this is one of those horrible stack sheet type designs, isn't it? Awful. Hey, custom premise. Wi-Fi cable's located on the left of the camera. Oh, past that. I wonder what's on here then. Maybe I should pop through here and work my way back. That technique actually works. And then use the spudger to punch through. Another razor, usab leaf. Oh, don't do that. Damn it. The rubber popped out a bit. Now I'm worried. No, I'm cutting the rubber now. We'll get there this decade. I would not call these professional tools. I would call this a complete hack job. Thank you very much. Anyone who dare tries to say, oh, that's not very professional, it's like, yeah, no kidding, I've never done before, you jerks. So I got a bit of rage built into me today. Must have been all the Wheat Bix I had this morning. Wheat Bix adults. Lots of rage. Ah. Alright, so now we've just got this section to go. Crikey. I like the string for the fact that it's got cutting ability, but it's not so aggressive that you can do too much damage. Travis, I think first timing type scenarios are great for streams. Yeah, because there's no pretense to it, there's no script, there's nothing. You're just like, well, let's see how we go. And if it is a botch up, well, it's a botch up. Yeah, what can you do? No, my dental floss is not quite working out here. I think I need to put a little bit more heat into the... Yeah, because see, that's what's happening. If I put a little bit more heat in, I wouldn't have these thread break situations. I'm getting impatient, you see. Yeah, this is 0.6 millimeter wax thread. I do have 1 millimeter and 0.8 millimeter. 0.8 probably would have been a good choice for this. Whatever is down there does not like me. We are done. Other than this corner up here, which I think that was our first attack corner. Other than that, that looks like a pretty good removal from my unaided eye. And we didn't take the Wi-Fi cable out, so that's good. I can tell it's Wi-Fi 'cause it's on there. I think I must have been running against some magnets or something. Yeah, actually I have no idea what it was. I would probably say don't put any isopropylene near these, because if the isopropylene gets down the edges, then it will wick through your screen and you'll be left with that classic sort of wet... What the hell? How am I supposed... What? How are you supposed to... I'm pretty sure there's no break in that rubber ring. So how are you supposed to do this? What do you do? Just cut the rubber ring? Lift the rubber ring? Is that piece of metal under it too? Please tell me that's got a screw on it. Are you screwed or something? Or am I? Are you just a placer? Please be just a spacer or something. Come on, you're just a spacer, surely. Yeah, you're just a spacer. Damn it, camera's dead. Sorry, we'll be with you shortly. I'm just resetting the camera. Naturally it dies at the crucial moment. Did someone just hear something then? I felt a very slight puff on my face and a strange noise. Let me check my wife. Now, I'm not one for superstition so much, but that was weird. I felt a puff on my face and a strange noise. I don't know what that was. Now I'm actually legitimately spooked. Are you okay? Aliens. Seriously, that was weird. That was really weird. I'm gonna start freaking out like miscongeniality or something. Okay, so we've got that plate. Okay, wife is all good. That's good. I just got spooked up here in the workshop because I heard a strange noise and then a puff of wind went in my face as I was doing something with the microscope. It downright spooked me. This house can have some spooks in it occasionally. I had one night. Yeah, she responded as I thought she would. My wife is susceptible to such suggestive material. Yes, it was happening on live stream. I'm still on live stream. It's just really weird. Full stop. It's going to make me have to tell the story of the light switches now. Full stop. No, the alien thing only happens at 3:32 in the morning. You got to set your alarm for that one. If you haven't assumed the position, then they will just ignore you and carry on. Go to the next victim. AC unit, possible gust of wind, but it's not on. It's not on a banking or anything. So how long ago? About 1 minute before I messaged you. Oh, damn it. About 1 minute before I messaged you. It was probably something really simple, but it just caught me off guard. Full stop. I blame you. Full stop. Yeah, she's going to check the video. It doesn't help. She's watching paranormal stuff upstairs. So, of course, now that I've spoken about it, she's going to go into full paranormal mode. And, yeah, we're probably, again, not going to get much sleep. Now all we need to happen is for the cats to freak out about something. And then that will be it. Because cats I consider to be my guides as to if I should freak out or not. And if they're not freaking out, I'm cool. If they start freaking out, I'm freaking out. I saw that one board drop on Lewis's board. That was about 3 years ago now. Okay, so I see they have actually... Okay, so we disconnect that. Okay, so we've managed to do that. We have ourselves the cable. Yes, it's your fault because you've been watching spooky stuff on YouTube all day. Full stop. Okay, I don't know if I got a spare of these. I'll have a look. If not, I've probably got some dead screens here that I can steal one from now that I know how I can do that. Yeah. Good theory, Paul. Dead screen. Yeah, that'll work. Probably a dead screen because it's got a weapon great big short and a... Okay, I think I've got one here. Not sure if it's a 1466, but I think the screens are all pretty much the same, right? My wife is laughing at my horror right now. That's love for you. Okay, this is a replacement. Okay, yep. Typical trashy quality. I think I might just... Yeah, maybe I shouldn't mess with that. That just looks like a bit of lithium grease or something in there. I'll send it to AV and you can tell me exactly what grease it is, when it was made, where it was made, and who died for it. Just by licking it. Yeah, I'll definitely add extra tape. Jim, have a good sleep, mate. Thank you for dropping in, eh? As always. You know that. How did I get this in? And why have I got a screw loose there? And does anyone remember how this went in? Let's see, I think it was easier for me to just first plug this in and then route the cable back under the rubber. Okay, so I think that's good. Yeah, and I think just lift the rubber up and route the cable back through as a loop. Come on, Apple. Oh no, don't tell me you got liquid damage on you. Damn third-party parts that are picked up from the cesspits of God knows where. Probably the cesspits of Florida. I guess it would be a prudent thing to test it before I seal it back up, right? And my other concern is I can't find the second screw. Oh, there it is. Okay, found both the screws so I can relax. Well, clearly we can't use the Pedro board because the Pedro board has a blown... Wait. I've got a third screw? What is this, some kind of joke to you? There was only 2 screws I pulled out of this. Why do I have 3? And it looks like I might have kinked that flex, which means there's going to be a vertical band there. Damn it. Oh well, see, here we go. Lessons to learn. Oops. Oops. Stupid, dropping boards on the ground. Is this the 3437? So we'll jam a MRI. Oh, damn it. We'll jam a MRI stick into here. I don't know why I'm putting a fan in here. I mean, what's it gonna do? Nothing, that's what. MagSafe 1. Come on, where's MagSafe 2 now? Slow boot. Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, let's see how we go, shall we? Fan spin. No smoke emitting, so that's a good start. Oh, it's a 3437, so I think I can see backlight being driven here. That's cool. I can actually see light. Oh, my wife did hear it too. Ooh, now we're going to get spooky. And I forgot to stick my MRI stick in it. Damn it. Is it too late? It's too late to stick it in now. It has energized. We have a living screen. Wow, cool. Oh yeah, my first 1466 cable replacement. I've obviously done 1502 and 1398s, but I've never done a 1466. So, first for me. Nice. The only thing is I do wonder how to stop the chewing out of the edges like that. Yeah, no lines. That's something I have to be careful of because that did kink very quickly there. I'm not sure whether it was the way I did it because yeah, anyway, lucky. Let's just touch on it and make sure it's not just super luck. Seems to be tougher than 2015 iMac screens, that's for sure. Because I'm professional. Ha! More heat, possibly, yeah. Alright. Okay, well, that's a win. We will have to fix up, yeah, we'll have to fix up Pedro's board. But before we do any of that, we need to prevent this happening again. We need to seal this back up. So we'll just do that. This is not a screen I'm ever going to give someone, so I don't have to worry that it's got a slightly shonky cable in it. But I will order some of these cables now that I know I can do it. So who was it earlier that was asking about how to get through just being a beginner? Well, this is how you do it. You throw yourself into the deep end and pray. I have lost an item. I have lost that little metal bridge that was there. I have no idea where it is. I mean, it's not going to matter, but it would have been nice not to have lost it. Ah, found it. Haha. Yeah, Steve will be under all the crap on my desk. I know what you're saying there. It's okay. You don't have to be diplomatic about it. You can just say it. Paul, your desk is full of crap. And you would be 100% correct and honest. Yeah, definitely made a bit of a mess there. It's not bad, but it's not great. I'm pretty happy that other than this corner, this little bit of edge here, the rubber seal didn't get destroyed. I'm just hoping that the adhesive does a reasonable job, given that this is a test one. Otherwise, copious quantities of Scotch tape. I'm kidding. Don't use Scotch tape on customer jobs. Not that mine is. Oh yeah, with the light switch story. Basically, what happened is one night in the bedroom, I was asleep. I think it was about 3ish in the morning or something. I immediately got the urge to jump up out of bed and race towards the light switch. This is in the dark. And before I could get to the light switch, the lights turned on. And to make it extra fun, I was like, what the? So I went to turn off the light switch, but I couldn't turn it off. It was like the opposite of horror movies where you can't turn on the light switch. This was the opposite. I couldn't turn it off. It just stayed on. And eventually it did shut down. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it was just something daft, rats chewing on the cables or something. I went back to sleep. And then about 3 minutes later, the same thing happened. And yep, I was woken up, raced towards the light switch, couldn't get to it before it started turning itself on again, and wouldn't turn off for a while. Yeah. The crap that humans will put up with and still go to sleep. And the next day you kind of go, hey, did you notice that the light switch wouldn't turn off and stuff? So yeah, spooky stuff. We still sleep in that room. And our souls have only slightly been tainted. Sounds like a wiring issue. Well, I do agree. That's the logical side of it. But it's still weird. It's never happened again. But, yeah, it was spooky. Besides, it makes a great campside stories and stuff like that. So you can't give up that. Did I put this on backwards or something? I don't know, it's just a tough hinge. You're not permitted by law to destroy a good ghost story with facts, okay? That's just... it's not permitted. Alright. And the bezel's back on. Not sure how I'm going to reinforce this. I can't get heat shrink over that. Yeah, not sure how best... Hey! Oh yeah, I'm a... the it's not going to make any difference, doesn't matter. I was going to say switch the light on and off.
Oh. Too late?
They're coming to get me again!
Did someone debunk it for you?
What?
Did someone debunk it for you?
Yeah, bunk.
Did someone explain it away?
No, debunk it.
Yeah.
I thought you said, is someone going to bunk in with me?
Oh, yeah, I will.
Yeah, you are, yeah. Yeah, no, well, we haven't found out why that...
It happened just after that died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your camera died.
Yeah.
And then shortly after...
Yeah, I was messing around with the camera, trying to get it to work
Yeah.
again, and then I felt this in my face.
But was the sound before... I think the sound was
No, it happened simultaneously. As I felt the air blow on my face, I heard the sound of something going,
Right.
and I was like,
When I listened back to it,
yeah.
It was quite low. It almost sounded like a cat in the distance, like going...
Okay.
And when I turned it up, it sounds different, like there's almost like two parts.
It's an adaptive ghost voice. Yeah, very weird, yeah. Anyway, that was interesting, yeah. So you're gonna go watch some more spook stuff now?
No.
Love you. Don't talk about a ghost of a cat because I have a story for that too. When we were living in a place down the road, one night we were asleep and we felt the covers of the bed being walked on as if a cat was walking on the covers. We both felt it and woke up and was like, what the? There's a cat in here? And there was no cat in there. This house is not very old. The other one was a little bit older, but this one isn't so much old. I mean, it's built on a burial ground, but most of it's junk. I can't believe I've sullied up my screen. As in rubbish junk burial, not people burial. Yeah, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. Absolutely. It's punishable by fear. Camp story fear. Oh, come on. Get in. Thank you. But don't get overexcited. Just got to get the hinge screws back in. Hinge screws. Man, I'm hankering for ice cream and I realise I've eaten it all. Damn it. I hate it when that happens. And of course, because we live in a silly little country town, so to speak, Woolworths is not open tomorrow. It's a joke. It's like, we're gonna let the other businesses in town survive. It's like, well, I don't go to the other businesses in town because they're overpriced and old stock and everything else. So I just wait it out till Monday and go to Woolworths. So it's certainly not helping them. Ghost of the unhinged MacBook. Fixing things, usually I've basically vanilla and then mixed with something else. Like sometimes I have vanilla and some espresso ice cream, or vanilla and chocolate maybe. Yeah, I always have a mixer if I can. Yeah. Hey K1870, most of the planet is a burial ground. Quite right. And we're burning the bodies, liquefied bodies of many million-year-old creatures. Of course, that depends on what religion you believe in too. For all you know, there could be a zombie Jesus riding a raptor around. Disconnect those two. Okay. Man, what a drama. All that just because I tested a board. Okay. I suppose everybody wants me to fix up those broken bits on Pedro's board. Just because I broke Pedro's bits. Okay, looks like that's got them. That's a pretty good blowout, that one. I gotta give it credit. Credit where it's due. That's a good blowout. I'd say if you want the least chance of any sort of undesirable things buried in your land, you pretty much have to go to the Pilbara or that sort of area in Western Australia, which is, one of the oldest places exposed in the earth. I think the Dead Valley in California is another place. Circuit protected the fuse. Quite likely. Yeah, Greg, I did get another skill set. Now I'm professional. Much professional. Now I can double the price I charge on everything. Geez, this almost feels I was about to say, it almost feels welded and then it comes off. It's just waiting me to make an idiot of myself. Doesn't matter that they're a bit blobby. It all gets handled later. Build another workstation for the fear is getting to us. Andrew, what sort of extractor you got? That's what I like about mine, it's wall mounted. So it doesn't really get in my way much. I think probably the easiest thing to do if you really are having issues is just get a massive fume hood and put all your gear in there and let the fume hood just do its job. Abdullah Ahmed, don't forget that resistor that came up. Oh no, that we replaced last night. It's all in my tools thread, tools page. I don't know if it is in the description at the moment because YouTube's done silly buggers to my descriptions, I'm sorry. But if someone, it's just pldaniels.com/tools. That's all it is. And you'll find the camera in there. Along with the adapter and everything else that I use. Thank you, Christian. What a nightmare. No, that's my 1398 one. Yeah, I changed it from repair items to tools just to make it a bit quicker and easier to type. I do believe repair items should actually redirect back to tools now. At least I believe I did set it up that way. Trying to think what I did with the Gotta learn to put the fan on first. Oh, that's the kinked one. When you get an item that's partially broken, do yourself a favor, just throw it in the rubbish before you keep picking it up. I know it sounds like a stupidly simple thing, but Damn, the number of times that I've accidentally picked up something that's broken and it's wasted a good hour of my time chasing a non-existent bug. Hell, it's like not connecting cables and stuff like that. Alright, we're just going to check for a blinking folder on this one. Oh wait, I've got this 40... Yeah, we can use this. It's almost 2 in the morning, is it? Oh crikey, you're right. So it's like almost 2 hours spent on dealing with Pedro's bits. And we're back. The batteries just ran out. The reason why they run out sort of like every couple of weeks is because I do run the headset throughout the day when I'm doing the other repairs, and so obviously it drains the batteries. So the batteries last quite a long time in spite of that, and unfortunately it typically happens when I'm live streaming. So then people start going, why don't you get a different power pack and this and that, and it's like, I just keep a set of charged AA's on the back, so as soon as it happens I swap them over. No biggie. Okie dokie. Well, that was an interesting night. We did have a genuine success with that 1706, which I'm really happy about, and it was a unique situation for me, having 2 caps destroyed on the same rail. So, and it was a good example of the thermal camera coming to rescue, picking up those heartbeats. So it was nice, and it was nice that we saw it at a much lower level than what you'd normally be able to feel, because it was down below 2 watts. Perhaps it was about 500 milliwatts on average. That's not a lot on a board like that, because the board will sap that heat away from the source, so it was really good to see that. AOE FEC 1001 fume extract. Okay, oh, so they've got those flexible nozzle things. Yeah, fair enough. You might just have to sort of, I don't know, redesign your desk. Alright, I am out of here. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you all next time, whatever I may bring to the bench. And in the meantime, you all take care, have fun, do your own repairs, and hopefully have some success amongst all the disasters that we all seem to have. I will... Yep, audio is good, so Pedro is just behind. I'll catch you all later. Take care.